Rap Delites. Rap Delites. Rap Delites.
Yo! Welcome to the Rap Delites podcast. I am Batts, Mouth Almighty, the Fresh Grinch, the Potty Mouth podcast himself, the neighborhood hope dealer, the moderator for the Rap Delites podcast. I would like to invite you all to the Rap Delites podcast streaming on every platform, including and not exclusive to YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud. I got my brother over here. Hey, yo! My co-host. The girls couldn't be here today, so we're starting the boat all by myself. I want to introduce you to my co-host, the Brainiac Maniac, the artist, TSK1, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to TSK1. What's going on, TSK1? How was your week, bro?
Peace. It was,
Come on,
bear with me.
Come on, say the damn thing.
It was like back and forth, up and down Northeast Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a car.
Oh, you got a wheel.
Yeah, I got a car.
Oh, shit.
It's a car.
Wheels. What you get, Mercedes? Cadillac?
No. I wanted the Durango SRT.
Oh, yeah, a friend of mine got one of those.
I wanted that.
Yeah, but you couldn't get that? Couldn't afford it?
Nah.
Couldn't afford it.
Nah. So you know what I mean.
What you grab?
It's a Pontiac Torrent.
All right, cool.
06.
Okay, that's what's up.
Battery dead.
Dying or is
It's
dead?
dead. It's like you.
I gotta give you a jump when we get done this?
Nah, it ain't here. It's in front of my house.
Oh, okay.
I came back here. I came here the regular way.
Oh, okay. You can get you a diehard.
But at least it parked right in front of my crib.
Okay, yeah.
No, but that's the plan. Again, I was telling you about the brother
Okay.
Robert Wilkins.
All right.
He was giving me, you know what I mean, or what I need. And what
Tell him to get you a diehard.
I got what I need. I mean,
Yeah, you good.
I
you good.
just gotta go make it happen.
That's
so
what's
yeah.
up.
So that's what I did.
When you grab it?
A couple days ago.
Okay.
So the first like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was like just narrowing it down, trying to go back up because time was a crunch and shit. So yeah, but yeah, I got it. You know.
Okay, that's what's up. TSK1 got his first car.
It's a tool in a tool shed.
You know what I mean? Proud of you, bro. Let me give you another. You know what I mean? Let's no, man. This is bigger than that. Let's
Some lazy. Give me some more lazy. Yeah, it's first car.
Yeah, little, yeah.
First call.
Shout out
First
to you.
call.
That's dope, man. That's dope. That's what's up, man. So that's your week's been pretty. Yo, you a boss. So you bought a car and didn't even get your tax return yet. Shout out to that. That's boss shit right there. You know what I mean? You a fucking boss. Like niggas, you know what I mean? They gotta get their tax return first. Like you still got your whole tax return to just buy sneakers. You know what I mean? Shout out to that.
Vapor Maxes and
Yeah,
shit.
and all that old shit. You know what I mean? But that's what's up.
Different color for every day. And
That's
shit.
what's up. That's what's up. That's what's good, man.
Oh, shit.
My week been pretty good though.
Yeah,
Can't complain.
What's up? What was up with your week?
Regular shit.
Regular
You know
shit.
what I mean, yeah, I ran into Shannon.
Shannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up with Shannon?
He good, man. Ran into him. We was busting it up, talking about getting him on the pod.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
As many soldiers that we gotta
Yeah.
dig up and get involved into this movement.
Yeah, so shout out to my man Shan, big exclusive. You know what I mean? Shout out to him because you know I did. He was doing like an internet radio show, and I was on his internet radio show a couple times. You know what I mean?
I wasn't aware of that, but I knew Shan would post like real interesting, introspective questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On
Facebook and stuff, on social media and stuff like that. Because he was doing the show, the big exclusive show, and I was going on there offering some movie commentary. We were talking about Black Panther.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So, you know, shout out to Shan and everything like that. I saw
Shan the man.
I saw Bad Boys for Life.
You saw it?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was damn good.
Damn good. Was it action packed?
Yeah, it was. Listen, it was not only because all of them were action packed.
Was it a lot of explosions?
Yeah, it was a lot of explosions. You know, Michael.
Give us an explosion.
Michael Bay was like where he at? No, he wasn't in platinum.
Was he born to get hard with the explosions?
Michael Bay.
Yeah, we do know. What we know about Michael Bay, Michael Bay is in love
with explosions.
With explosions.
Like it was this one part where a car was like on a like a flatbed.
Right.
And the dude, he was like driving a motorcycle.
I don't even want to speculate what the stunt sequence was. It could go anywhere.
But he was on a flatbed. A car was just on a flatbed, right? Mm-hmm. Just on the flatbed. And the dude was riding a motorcycle, getting chased with like that. So he shoot the car on the flatbed. The car comes completely off the flatbed and explodes just from a gunshot.
A regular gun?
A regular gun.
Not like a
AK-47.
A grenade launcher?
No. Just a bullet.
Because you know they got like grenade launchers, but they revolvers.
Nah. This shit was just a gun, and he shot it, and the car fell off of the fucking and it exploded. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
What's the physics behind that?
But
you don't need physics. All you need is Michael Bay.
Yeah, you just need Michael Bay. So it was dope though. It was actually better because I had been not binged, but I caught 1 and 2 prior to going to see Bad Boys for Life because I've seen them before.
They all on Netflix.
Yeah, they on Netflix. So I've seen them before, but I wanted to check it out. But this was actually better than both of those. Had more heart to it.
No, I believe that because
Will's a better actor now.
Right.
Plus, Will has more control now.
Sure.
You know what I mean? He's actually a producer on this.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
So you had Jerry Bruckheimer as a producer, and also Will Smith as a producer.
Did Martin? You know what I mean? You're not giving it away.
Yeah, I'm not giving it. Martin was Martin.
Okay.
Martin was doing what he do. He was playing. He's playing the sidekick to Mike Lowrey.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Family man. He's basically like
Sergeant Murtaugh.
He's the Murtaugh of that buddy cop movie, and Will Smith is fucking Riggs. You know what I mean? But it plays more up to that.
Because, you know, like now making movies, shit gotta make more sense. Yeah. It can't just be explosion just for explosions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So they played more up to Will's. You know who would have been great? If they would get, what the fuck is that dude name that wrote fucking Lethal Weapon? I forget his fucking name.
Damn. I don't get me to lie.
Yeah. I'll come back to it. But, like, it was a great buddy cop movie, you know what I mean? But if they get some real motherfucker in there to, like, really do some real shit in there, it would probably be better. But it was dope. Will Smith shined on it, you know what I mean? And it's funny because you watching Will Smith, and me and you and Sam, we all know Will Smith from The Fresh Prince and everything like that. But you got kids out here that don't know Will Smith was a rapper.
Right.
They're like watching this fucking podcast right now, like, why are they talking about Bad Boys?
Ain't thinking about Will Smith.
But
Will Smith is a dope MC.
Yeah. But shout out to Shane Black. Shane Black. He's the guy that wrote Lethal Weapon. He wrote what else did Shane Black write? He wrote a ton of shit, but he wrote the original Lethal Weapon, Last Boy Scout, Last Action Hero.
The same movie.
Yeah. The Nice Guys. Right. Stuff like that. That whole, he had that real slick stick talk away like that.
And that was like, you know, early 90s? I want late 80s per se.
Yeah, it was like the early 90s. It was like 89. You know what I mean? 89. Because Lethal Weapon came out in 87.
Right.
You know what I mean? So late 80s, early 90s.
Lethal Weapon had a nice long run. They went like six, 7 movies?
Yeah, and they trying to push Bad Boy into that realm, but I don't know how far they're going to go with it or whatever like that. But it was dope. If you get a chance to check it out, anybody watching, this isn't a movie podcast, but if you get a chance to check out Bad Boys for Life, check that joint out. It was real cool. You know what I mean?
I have not, but
you're going to probably catch up to it.
But I would like to.
Yeah, you'll probably catch up to it.
I can get there now.
Yeah. You got a fucking brand new Cadillac. You know what I mean? Fucking Cadillac. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into like we do every week, what we've been listening to.
Yeah, you know something? I'm not gonna be yelling. I'm gonna keep my voice
at a moderate
level on this episode. I won't be yelling because there's less people in the room. We don't have the girls in the room, so there's definitely there's no need to yell. We can speak like this.
Real moderate.
Right.
Go ahead. Say the damn thing.
So I just wanted to make that note.
Say the damn thing.
Real calm.
Say the damn thing.
Indeed.
All right. So what you been listening to?
What have I been listening to? Well, no. Honestly, you know something that came to mind. It's like a lot of times you might be listening to something like on Sunday or Monday, and that shit don't be the same shit you be listening to, a couple like an hour before the show. So I say all that to say that it's always a lot of shit that you're listening to, but I'm gonna start like really focusing on the shit that I was listening to like an hour, 2 hours before the show, like this.
But you don't know nothing about this.
Man, I helped make this album.
Fuck out of here.
I helped put this album on the map.
Yeah, this is a dope fucking. This is Blowout Comb, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
yeah,
This
yeah,
album right here, like this album for me. I mean, and I like to ask a question. You ever had like an out of body experience? An out of body experience, right? And the thing about this album, man, I'm gonna come back to the out of body experience shit, but this album, it just kept going, man. It kept going. I remember when I copped this, I either went to Funkemart or Sound of Market when it came out, 1994. And I'm more than like, cause I was listening to it on the trip, so I more than likely had a Walkman. I had the tape. I didn't have the CD. So, but when I was listening to this, I was just so fucking stuck, man. I had like an out of body experience, man. Track for track, it just like it wouldn't stop. And this album it stuck me so much, and I never like really had an experience with an album like that I could remember at that particular time. I couldn't go home. I had to go over Black the Ninth Man.
Shout out to Black.
Yeah, I had to go over his cribs because I just had to show somebody.
You had to get it on.
Yeah, it was like show and tell. And that's the thing. Like this album, it was like my God, man. So this is what I've been listening to.
Blowout Comb was a dope ass. I actually like Blowout Comb better than the first album. What was the name of the first album?
I forget the name of the type.
It was Long Reaching, the new refunctuation. Oh yeah. I like to like Blowout Comb better than that album because Blowout Comb was just like
it was a complete production,
and it was more for lack of a better term, more hip hop.
Right, it was.
As opposed to like jazzy. Nothing wrong with the jazzy
No,
stuff.
it wasn't, and that's the thing. One thing I want to say is like, there's nothing wrong with the rebirth of Slick.
Yeah, but
the way the industry or whatever like took it, commercialism took it.
Yeah, and I don't even want to go as far as the industry, yes, but Whitey, they grabbed onto that shit and they was just like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yo, it was almost on some. They treated Rebirth of Slick like fucking Don't Worry, Be Happy.
Right, exactly.
It was just it was like, come on, like
Rebirth of Slick hampered Blowout Comb.
Yeah,
because they couldn't live and they couldn't live with Blowout Comb and Blowout Comb as a complete project couldn't live because of that motherfucking and they like that and they like that.
It was just like it was like all right,
and I fuck with that.
Yeah, I fuck with that, but I didn't fuck with what Whitey did to it.
Right.
When I say white tee, I mean white tee. I don't mean all white people. I mean white tee. You know what I mean?
Those same fucking corporate blowhards.
Yeah, white tee or motherfuckers
try to dictate and control the narrative.
Not them, including them, and also just motherfucking whiteys that just don't give a fuck about the culture at all, and they just hear songs. That's non-threatening.
Right. And that's the thing.
You can dance to that. You know what I mean?
And that's the difference of what I always say is the difference between consumerism and actually living the life, being a part of the culture, Yeah, you consume it, you'll buy anything.
Yeah, and that's what they were doing with that particular record or whatever like that. But Blowout Comb was fucking awesome. This is an awesome thing.
And Blowout Comb was like, I'm not gonna say the epitome, but it was among the tops in regards to saying this. Yeah, this is what it's about. This shit right here is what it's about. You know
they was all in a bag on this motherfucking album, man. It was just like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like it was like a what the fuck type of John. This.
Right.
Yeah. I think this was their like, yo, we rap.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we this ain't like quote unquote like they because they were trying to push him into almost not even the roots, just like into a jazz platform.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I mean?
would definitely say the Roots because they actually formed here in Philly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
one reason I don't know, but one thing I'll ask the question like, why did they? Because they're not from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But they based, the Digable Planets based themselves out of Brooklyn. I think what more so was maybe because of the Roots.
Yeah.
If they came out of Philly,
they would probably get lumped into that
Right.
that whole bag.
and they would have been probably pushed in as the Roots' chief competitors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I could see that. But them motherfuckers, this album right here, it reminded me of when you was talking about Prince Marky D. When he was talking about they had him fucking rapping about food and stuff like that. And this,
Right.
He's like, yo,
Right,
I'm nice.
I'm nice, B.
Like, I'm nice. Like why
Like
y'all trying to get me to do this shit or whatever like that? And I think this is what Blowout Comb was for, like, they were playing, like, yo, we rhyme like everybody else.
And one thing
You know
about
what I mean?
about Blowout Combs, it was revolutionary.
Yeah.
They spoke about of politics. And they went deeper into speaking about knowledge of self and what how all these things encompassed in the expression of hip hop, man. That right there, Blowout Combs, is a perfect album to me.
Yeah. Shout out to TSK1 listening to Blowout Combs. You know what I mean?
And did get a haircut. So
All right. What I've been listening to is I've been in my the Golden Globes just came and went and everything like that, and we talked about JayZ and Beyonce at the Golden Globes and all that shit or whatever the case may be.
Beyonce wearing that baby,
fucking
doll baby.
Yeah, she was.
That's
Her
not even a
Adidas
doll
line
baby.
just dropped,
That's
too.
like a queen, like some Disney type shit.
Yeah.
That she was rocking.
Her Adidas clothing line just dropped. You know what I mean? So shout out to that. What I was listening to since, like I said, with the Golden Globes and everything like that, I was listening to. You ever heard of Awkwafina?
I have.
The rapper, actor.
I thought you was talking about
The
water.
water. Well,
I thought you were talking about water.
Awkwafina is most people know Awkwafina as an actress. She was in Ocean's 8, the one with all the women and everything like that. She was in Jumanji, Next Level, and she just won a Golden Globes for Best Actress in Motion Picture Comedy or Musical.
What Awkwafina look? What would she look like?
Let's pull up a picture of Awkwafina.
I don't know. You said Jumanji. You said Ocean's 8. Now I didn't see that Ocean 8. That didn't get no love from me.
That's her right there.
Oh, her name Awkwafina?
Yeah, that's her rap name.
Is that her?
Her name is Nora Lum, but that ain't her rap name or whatever like that. Awkwafina. All right, so Awkwafina just won a Golden Globe for the farewell for best actress in a comedy or musical at the Golden Globes.
Is she a rapper?
She's an actress and a rapper and everything like that. I first caught wind of her in a documentary called Bad Rap. It was a documentary I saw at the Tribeca Film Festival, and her, let me get the other brother's names.
Is she any good?
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that right away, momentarily. Her, Dumbfounded, Rick Skeezy, and Lyrics, they were Asian rappers, and basically the documentary was talking about how Asian rappers want to be taken serious in hip hop, but like, a lot of times they get a lot of flack for being Asian rappers or whatever the case may be. You know, it was on Netflix and all that shit like that. And that's the first time I ever heard of her. And she had a song called like My Vag, which was basically a flip on my dick.
Okay.
So she had, you know what I mean? So she had a song like that, and it was just like on some YouTube shit or whatever the case may be.
Was it like some comedy shit, or was she really dead up?
No, she ain't Benny the Butcher. She ain't Benny the Butcher, but she do what she do. It's what I consider. This is what I classify it as, like alternative nerd rap.
All right.
The same way I prefer, the same way I look at.
Would I like it?
You probably would enjoy it if you give it a chance. It reminds me of early Childish Gambino shit. Childish Gambino, he rapped. But he wasn't like
he wasn't like seriously.
Yeah. He put out albums, he rapped, but he wasn't Benny the Butcher.
Yeah, he was on Sway, just rhyming about, you know.
Yeah, and it's that type of vibe.
Right.
It's nerdy alternative rap.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's not like serious. You know what I mean? I'm an MC. I do this for a living, my nigga. Huh? You know what I mean? It ain't that type of vibe, but a couple joints she got on here. She got 2 albums. In Fina We Trust.
Let's give a taste.
All right, we'll give it a little taste in Fina We Trust. We got Inner Voices is right here. We can't give it too much. Give y'all niggas too much. You know what I mean?
I know.
So she had this, and then she got videos and stuff on YouTube and shit like that. So I fucked with this. This is what I'm listening to because I was coming off of that Golden Globe shit, you know what I mean, and everything like that. So that's off the album Fina We Trust. And then she has another album called Yellow Ranger. And they got a joint on here called
Yellow Ranger?
Yellow Ranger.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I know, I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even have to.
We don't even have to elaborate on it.
Right. We don't have
so she got she got a song on here called Yellow Ranger. She got another song called Queef. She got another song on here that I like. NYC Bitches. This is dope. And she also has another joint on here called Janet Reno Mad. And like I said, this is alternative nerd hip hop shit. You know what I mean? This ain't Benny the Butcher. This ain't even Cardi. You know what I mean? This is just some other type of shit.
She just having fun.
Yeah, she just having fun making records and parlaying it into an acting career, just like Childish Gambino did. You know what I mean?
Well, the production sounds like crisp and clean. Like you know, it's tight. Even like. I mean, I don't think, remember MIA?
Yeah.
You know, like,
she was dope as shit.
Sonically, a lot of, even like, I like to think that, you know, MIA helped, you know, spawn, a Childish Gambino. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying is that she put him on or nothing like that.
It was that type of vibe.
That spirit of being able to, you know, produce music like that helped, you know, pave the way for artists such as internationally. Mm-hmm. Now, on an international scope, just in terms of music, you know, I could dig it. I could dig it.
Yeah.
But I'm not putting, you know, I'm not, you know.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So that's what I was listening to. Also, Overcome by Royce the 5'9" and West Side Gun drop. I saw the video. I posted a video on the group page. I fuck with Royce the 5'9". I love West Side Gun. We already coined the phrase West Side Gun is the Sriracha Griselda. You know what I mean? We already done coined that phrase, you know what I mean?
I saw that on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And somebody commented facts.
Yeah, facts. That's facts right there. West Side Gun, so it's West Side Gun, Royce the 5'9" on a joint right here. Dope as shit, you know what I mean? That's just came out this week or whatever the case may be. Also, Life is Good with by Future featuring Drake. Which is me and Sam already said. It sounds like every other Drake song. But I mean, that's good because that's what they do. That's what them niggas do. This is straight club party, strip club party music. You go out, you hang out, you have a good fucking time. You got a little fucking drink up in you and shit like that. And you chilling.
Bottle service.
Yeah. Yeah, so Life is Good by Drake, Overcome, Royce the 5'9", and Awkwafina's 2 albums, what I've been listening to. You ain't listening to Eminem new joint?
No. You know what? No.
You listen to it, Sam?
But you know what? It's funny because, you know, Hank had inboxed it to me. Uh-huh. And I didn't know when it was at first, so until I went on the link.
Eminem, Music to Murder By.
Yeah.
I listened to it today. I won't be listening to it again.
Right. Yeah. I don't listen to the record.
That's how I feel about it.
I listen to it's an album.
Yeah, it's an album.
I listen to the album. I only listen to that one cut that Hank.
He got an album out. You know what I mean?
Listened to it one time.
That's all I'm going.
And I'm an Eminem fan, but
I'm not.
Is like.
I didn't listen. The Beach is trash. The Beach is trash. The Beach is trash. Like, these ain't even hip-hop beats.
I don't even have an opinion.
These ain't even hip-hop beats. Like, what the fuck are you rapping over, dude? Like, it's trash. It's pure D trash. It's unadulterated trash. It's 20 tracks trash.
And because Hank had the wherewithal to send me that link, I wanted all right, maybe he want me to listen to this for some reason. So I listened to it, and as soon as I finished listening to it, I just got lost on my regular YouTube routine.
Yeah. He got a joint called Ya Ya with Royce the 5'9", Black Thought. Black Thought always shine on everything. Royce the 5'9" always shines on everything. It's just
It's to the point. It's to the point. Like
I'm like,
what?
come on.
I was going to share that with the group.
Was the best thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to share that with the
even the
group.
beach is whack.
And then I thought otherwise. I said, no, I'm
You
good.
sitting right next to Dr. Dre. So yo, Dre, can I get a beat? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? But that's my opinion. Other people might heckle us in the fucking comment section saying Eminem's the greatest rapper ever.
No, he ain't.
How you dare say something like that? But I don't
Easy.
think he is. Black Thought is better than Eminem. So is Royce the 5'9". We're going to get back into this Rap Delight stuff. We're going to take a little break. You ready to take a break? You ready to go in some more? We'll take a break. TSK1 Batts. We'll be right back.
I'm not.
Yo, that shit is trash.
Rap Delight. Rap Delight.
Welcome back to the Rap Delights podcast. I am Batch. That is TSK1. We got a little Kendrick playing in the background. We're gonna stop Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar put out a little album cover, like a picture, almost like an album cover like that on social media, and they're talking about his new album dropping sometime in 2020, and it's supposed to be rock influence. Soon.
Okay.
I'm hoping in 2020. I hope we had to wait to 2021 for another Kendrick album.
I wouldn't hope on the other side of the half.
Yeah.
Into the third or into the quarter of the year. I would hope in.
I would hope something soon, like in the before the spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would hope. Well, yeah.
Before the spring. It's fucking January now. Can we get something before the spring, Kendrick?
Yeah.
Top dog. Anybody?
Yeah. Spit it out.
Spit it out. So, are you a Kendrick fan? We never talk about Kendrick.
No, we don't. And let me explain. Like when Kendrick exploded, I wasn't available. I didn't avail myself. I didn't listen to him to say, oh, I don't like him. I just knew that he was the hot shit. He was everywhere.
Yeah, never niggas.
And I didn't hear his I didn't hear none of his music. So by hearing some of his affiliates is how I came around and really started hearing his material. I heard references. So I wasn't really I'm not enough to say I'm a fan. I'm not gonna say that I'm not a fan. I know that he's creative. I know all that shit, but you know what I mean. At this stage, when's the last album that he? How long ago?
He had. Damn came out in 2017, but he was on the soundtrack for Black Panther also, and that was 2018. So he about due for a new album.
Right. So not features, not
not
stuff
features
like
and stuff
that.
like
We
that,
talking
you know
about
what I mean?
So,
and To Pimp a Butterfly came out in 2015. That was his last official. That was the album he got
So he do.
Yeah, he do.
You know what I mean? So, but what was one of his affiliates, one of his crewmates? What's his name? Rashawn. I forget brother's name, but I got hip to him and got into Kendrick through the crew, through his affiliates. But I'm still not the biggest Kendrick fan.
I'm a fan of his music. I'm a fan of his experimentation, and I really want to see where he's going to go with the whole rock thing. Because with the Pimp a Butterfly, he went like really jazzy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Bilal is all over the album.
Right.
George Clinton is on the album, which is like a liaison from the first album. Let me get that.
So
Good Kid, Mad City. The first album was like more. It was like hip hop part. It was West Coast shit, like funk, hip hop type of deals. And then To Pimp a Butterfly was like funk and jazz and everything like that. So I want to see where he's gonna go
I could feel that.
with the rock stuff. You know what I mean? Being experimental and doing what Kendrick does. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's nothing totally new because if we familiar with everything that came from Def Jam Records in the early days in the '80s, all that stuff was rock experimentation.
Yeah.
All the Run DMC, all LL Cool J.
Yeah. Shout out to Rick Rubin.
Indeed, no question. All that stuff was heavily rock influenced. So, but I like the way you say his liking his experimentation. I do too, and I'm curious to see where, how. You say rock influenced. I'm curious to say how much.
Yeah.
To what degree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can see him. I mean, just judging from the previous project, To Pimp a Butterfly, I can see him probably pulling in rock artists.
Right. Which is the right
he
way.
love. You know what I mean? That he love. Like the same way he pulled in Bilal and George Clinton and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Pulling in artists like that to help him with the album, whatever like that. I mean, I just want to see what he's going to do because he's hella experimental and he's hella dope. You know what I mean? So I just want to see what you got in your bag, Kendrick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like who? The who's who?
Yeah.
Like who did he employ from the who's who of rock producers and musicians to say this is
that now? Speaking of what we was talking about, we were just talking about Def Jam. Now, if he hooked up with Rick Rubin,
that would be hot.
That would be fucking.
So we don't know.
We don't know.
He might have.
But Kendrick, if you're gonna be doing hip hop and rock, it would behoove you to hey Rick.
At least one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or maybe have Rick executive produce the album project. like he did with the Black Album.
Now we're talking.
with Jay. You know.
Yeah.
So, but one thing that
back to I don't mean to cut you. We're going back. Bad Boys for Life. The soundtrack was executive produced by DJ Khaled, who makes a cameo in the movie. Khaled is in the movie. Shout out to DJ Khaled in the Bad Boys movie. And he overstepped his bounds. It's a little small part.
Was he playing the janitor in the movie?
Nah. He was playing like
himself.
He was just doing. No, he wasn't playing himself. He was playing a part.
Okay.
But he was doing his thing. But go ahead, continue.
No. But one thing I'm cautious about is how the consumerism versus being an actual fan or lover of music. You know, how that will, deter Kendrick's ability to really for this experimentation to really take root. You know what I mean? To take flight, because consumers and so-called fans will hamper you. I mean, we be pretty much the same thing that's happened to Andre, to Yasin Bey. To Digable Planets, to many artists that artists can't go on and
create
and evolve and be and express themselves because of some corporate bullshit that you got to cookie cut the same shit you did with the last project just to appease fans who really don't have no opinion.
I think that
they'll fucking buy anything.
I think that I understand your point exactly. I know what Yasin Bey went through. I know what fucking Andre went through. But these but these new kids come from a whole different jib.
Sure.
Because Andre and Yasin, they all come from the CDs and the record label era. These new dudes, they just put out their music. Regardless,
I hope so.
You know what I mean? They just like them motherfuckers in it. Like it's just on the internet and it's done. Like they're even if it like, and that's why we have this influx of bullshit out here because you got kids out here just say, yo, I'm gonna make a fucking album and I'm putting it on the internet.
It's too much.
You know what I mean? But that's because you don't have nobody gatekeeping. We grew up in the era of gatekeepers.
Yeah, the
motherfuckers, A&Rs, record companies, records exec. We're not signing you. Go back to the drawing board, kid. Artists, you know what I mean?
And I say specifically, the the A&Rs, because the A&R department was basically where artist development was housed out of.
Yeah.
And we know the greatest A&R department was Motown Records. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there isn't that anymore. They're gone.
No, hell no.
You know what I mean? So these new people that are coming out, guys like Chance the Rapper, guys like Kendrick Lamar, all of these guys are just like, yo, we're gonna put our material out for our fan base, the fan base that grew us before any kind of deals or anything were on the table, and this is who we're gonna sell it to. Anybody else that gets on board, okay. If you don't get the board, well, go fuck yourself.
See, now I applaud that.
You know what I mean?
I applaud that, and it just, you know what I mean? It's just harkens back to many artists in the past that you know couldn't find their niche or their footing to evolve because of the bullshit corporate structure in the so-called music industry.
Yeah, it was some bullshit out there, but I think I have a lot of faith in Kendrick Lamar, a lot of faith in Top Dog Records, because they're putting out a lot of great material, a lot of great artists, you know what I mean? So I really can't wait to see what we're going to do with this Kendrick Lamar. I mean, you got SZA over there, you got everybody over there, you know what I mean?
It's like, you know, just shows me that there's this new generation of recording artists are, and I'm not just talking about status quo recording artists. I mean, a recording artist is just putting out material just to put out material. Artists that are putting material out, you know, to push a movement. You know what I mean? That I dig that.
Yeah, like I said, I got full faith in what Top Dog and Kendrick Lamar and everybody over in that camp is doing. So I can't wait that Rick Rubin shit would be nice though.
Nah, that shit would be dope. That shit would be dope. You know,
and I know Rick would be down.
Shit,
you know what I mean? I know Rick
Rick
could be fucking down. You know what I mean?
Because he always avails himself, you know, for not just you know the hip hop community who would reach out, who have the consideration or the wherewithal to reach out to him, but you know he just avails himself for any recording artist.
Yeah,
as far as
that's dope. JayZ, Yo Gotti helped more than 24 Mississippi inmates file lawsuits claiming people are dying because the state has failed to fund its prisons. Yo Gotti and Team Rock, the philanthropic arm of Jay-Z's entertainment company, Rock Nation, were able to get legal representation for inmates to be able to sue. Yo Gotti's publicist told CNN there have been at least 5 prisoner deaths in the state since late December, 4 of which were dying violence disturbance, officials said earlier this month. TSK1 brought this across the group text, and we were going to get into this. Like, I love what Jay is doing as far as his philanthropy.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's needed. It's needed. I tell people, and people always say, "Oh, he could have been doing this. It could have been done earlier." You could people love to tell another motherfucker what to do with their money and their time.
Time.
Their money and their time. Meanwhile, you need to be worried about what you're doing with your money and your time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of philanthropy comes from the heart. You know what I mean? Nobody, you just don't wake up and say, you know what I mean, I want to just fight for this cause. You know what I mean? It happens from somewhere. It comes from somewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for you to be telling somebody what they should do if you were them is ludicrous to me. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, and that's the thing, like how many of us, the masses, are raised up with you know, pretty much within American society, we're taught to pass the buck.
Yeah.
The modus operandi of American society is pass the buck. Why should I do something? You know, remember a few weeks ago, it's like I made a statement that when you suggest something, you have just
volunteered.
By default volunteered for that thing you just suggested.
Yeah.
So every idea that you have is now your marching orders to get up off your ass and go do something for yourself, for your family, for your people, etc., etc.
Yeah.
It's time and place and power that, you know, these men have brought, you know, gained or built themselves up to a degree to say, you know what, now they got the juice to say and to do something and do something the right way. Yeah. That's what that shit is about, man.
Yeah. And like I said, it has to come from a sincere place.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
hell yeah.
Like, I mean, motherfuckers can say what they want to say or whatever the case may be. I'm a different type of nigga, you know what I mean? When I remember when I first started making a decent amount of money or whatever like that or whatever the case may be, my first instinct was to say, hey, why don't I get myself together and go take sandwiches to homeless people? That wasn't my thinking.
Right.
It ain't most niggas on the street that ain't got nothing thinking.
Right.
That's not. You can sit there and talk the shit if you want to, but you gonna go get you some sneaks. Am I lying? Ski.
Some sneaks.
Ski.
Well, whatever.
Or whatever the case may be, but you're not gonna be first time you get $1,000 check, you say, you know what? I'm gonna buy somebody else a sandwich. Most motherfuckers ain't thinking like that.
No, it's a beautiful gesture, but
most motherfuckers.
But no, you right.
Most motherfuckers want to get themselves. You start thinking, damn, I always wanted this. I always wanted that. I like this. I like that. But after a while, it's only but so many sneakers you can buy.
You're right.
It's only but so many jackets and cars you can buy. And now you got all of these things and you realizing like, yo, you know what I mean? This ain't enough. You know what I mean? This doesn't mean anything to me. It reminds me of I was watching a documentary about Pablo Escobar. Mm-hmm. And Pablo Escobar had so much fucking money that he would buy like endangered species animals because he didn't have anything else to buy.
Right.
He ain't had nothing else to buy. So that's when we get into that whole thing like Michael Jackson, the elephant bones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When you start, because you got all of this money and you got nothing. Sometimes you just buy shit and put it in storage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you collect shit.
You collecting shit.
Like we talked about in the last episode.
Just bullshit, you know what I mean? And I'm sure Jay's gotten to the point where, you know what, like, he's not that far removed. Like he's not that far removed from poverty. He understands, like, okay, I need to work with this, whatever like that. Some motherfuckers is far removed from poverty. You know what I mean? And they don't want to be dealing with the whole prison system, poverty thing. But this nigga is a nigga, like, argument's sake, Michael Jackson, he was a star from the time he was like 6. Mm-hmm. He don't remember Gary, Indiana when they was fucking broke.
Right.
You know what I mean? JayZ remember being broke. And he remember wanting to leave that. And when you come from a state like that, you tend to want to probably look back and probably help out a little bit.
Well, it's the responsibility too, man, because now you have built yourself up to, through celebrity and notoriety. Now you have amassed a level of power and influence to do something that's more than just celebrity.
Yeah,
it's the I don't want to say epitome, but it's a cornerstone of what it means to be a chief or a boss.
Yeah, well,
or a master of a flock.
That's for anybody. You know, in Islam, charity is one of the pillars.
Right.
You have to give.
And the thing is, the way I heard it most recently, or the way I'm taught, is that give it the way you want to get it. Mm-hmm. And if we thought larger, in a larger scope, in terms of take ourselves outside of American society and how we are trained or indoctrinated to think that me, and just being selfishness. It's selfish if I gave the way I wanted. If I gave the way I wanted to receive, and believed that I will receive it that way. We do things just in terms of righteousness, not because I'm getting some shit back.
Yeah, and I also love the fact that Yo Gotti is attached to this, and it gives I like the fact that Yo Gotti is attached to this because I think that it gives a message to newer artists,
right?
Younger artists, the Yo Gottis, the Baby guys like that, to let them know like, yo, you can give. You can be a part of this. You can be a part of this thing right here.
This is the spirit of hip hop right here.
Yeah, you can be a part of this thing right here. You ain't got to be a billionaire like JayZ to be a part of this thing. You know what I mean? You got people. Everybody you know has somebody they love that was either in prison or is in prison. You know what I mean? Everybody black,
Yeah, afflicted by the
you know what I mean?
the massive, the prison industrial complex.
Yeah, so everybody should be on board with this. You know what I mean? And I like the thing that he was doing with Meek and the things that he's doing right now. The Khalif Broward documentary that he did and stuff like that, shedding light on all of these things. You know what I mean? The problems going on in not only the prison system, the justice system as a whole. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it has to light needs to be shown on it, and all the bullshit has to be exposed on every level. Wise Intelligent said on one of his projects that it was a spoken word piece, I believe, and basically what he essentially said, and I'm paraphrasing now, is that if in terms of a rapper and speaking about talking about crack rap in their music, and that content being full of that.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if the proceeds from that material or that the riches gained from that recording career will go back into uplifting our communities.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I don't care what you talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, it reminded me of something, and this don't got nothing to do with rap. It reminded me, I just saw an article, a blurb about Tyler Perry, and Tyler Perry basically said that he hated playing Medea.
Okay.
It came a point where he hated playing Medea, but Medea was a means to an end.
Sure.
You know what I mean? In his career in Hollywood, you know what I mean? So now he has his own studio that's black owned by itself. You don't have to go to Hollywood to say, can I do a movie? Can I do this? Can I do that? You don't have to go to Hollywood to say, can I do that? You can go down to Atlanta right now, and if you got your shit together, you could possibly record all of your entire movie. They recorded Bad Boys for Life there. They recorded, they filmed Bad Boy for Life at Tyler Perry's joint, and they filmed The Next Coming to America there.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
So you don't have to go deal with that bullshit at the boys club with these whiteys, you know what I mean? You can go there. So he said, me playing Medea, even though people say, oh, it's a stereotype and it's buffoonery and he's like, it was a means to an end for me to do this. Sure. So that's harking to what you talking about. Right. So no matter what you're talking about, no matter what you're doing, you gotta give back to the community that you're getting the money from and stuff like that. Give something back. You know what I mean?
That right there, in a nutshell, is basically what the spook who sat by the door is about.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody don't have to know everything.
Yeah.
Just in terms of if the goal is to get ourselves up out of a situation. I agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna cut to a break. Rap Delites, TSK1, Batts. You know how we do. I'm Batts.
I'm Miss Smith.
And I'm TSK1.
And you're watching Rap Delites.
Welcome back to the Rap Delights podcast. I am Batts. That's my brother over there, TSK1. We're going to get into the artist of the week, artist or artiste of the week. I'm going to get a little mood music first.
Motherfucking, I don't even know what fucking adjective to use, just like...
What you know about this?
What I know?
Just a friendly game of baseball.
Man, I get an education every fucking day, man, in this regard. And this motherfucking Lost Professor to me, like, is one of the greatest MCs, DJs, and producers.
All right, so we're going to get into it. Artist of the week is Main Source / Large Professor. Mm-hmm. Main Source was a hip-hop group based out of New York City, composed of Toronto DJs and producers Sir Scratch and K-Cut, and Queens MC and producer. Large Professor.
Legendary.
L Prof.
The extra P.
Yeah, I mean, the group later replaced Large Professor with MC Mikey D from Queens, and but we're gonna deal with Main Source as we know it. Did you fuck with the second version of Main Source?
What was that? Faking the Funk?
No. That was
no.
when what was the name of that album? The name of that album was "Fuck What You Think."
No.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
We chose the side.
I didn't.
You chose the side.
I chose the side, and I didn't have. You didn't have to think long and hard about it.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, we over here.
Yeah, I heard stuff from that album, but it was like, you know what I mean, it wasn't the same without Large Professor.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
That was
because it wasn't even like Large, like it was two DJs, and they were all three producers, so it wasn't like Large Professor had like another dude rapping with him. So once he left. You know what I mean? That was the ball game. Like, you know what I mean? They try to replace him like Aunt Viv. You know what I mean?
right. And that's the thing with so much personality and so much you know what I mean? So much energy, and with Extra P. If you take that out the mix, it's like, you know, all right, well, no, we going over here now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So the group's first album, Break Adam, features tracks such as Looking at the Front Door, Just a Friendly Game of Baseball,
Man.
Watch Roger Do His Thing. That was a fucking crush. That was
I'm top.
That was that crush rap shit. That was that. Shout out to Mike Elliott. You know what I mean?
Everybody just watch Roger do his thing like 5-10 times.
Yeah. Yo, we got to get Mike Elliott on the show.
We got to do that.
Yeah, we got to get that. Shout out to Mike Elliott for fucking blessing us playing
that.
Watch Roger Do His Thing all the time. JD drumsticks.
Furthering to the education at that time. Yeah.
And that's also on their first album, Breaking Adams, was the first appearance of Nas on Live at the Barbecue, which also featured Joe Fatal and Akinelli. Large Professor went on to be instrumental in producing such acts as Eric B. and Rakim and Nas. He also had solo LPs, The LP, released officially in 2009, 2002, First Class, 2008, Main Source, 2012, Professor at Large, and 2015, Reliving. TSK1, I know you want to wax poetic about my brother, Large Professor and Main Source.
Extra P also did like early production on that Cool G rap.
Yeah, the one that Dead or Alive. That he didn't get a lot of credit for.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we know.
Right, yeah, we know.
Yeah. It sounds just, it's there. Like, you listen to that shit, it sounds just like the shit he did with Eric B. and Rakim.
Like, for me, I never said this. I don't know if I ever said it to you, like, but especially when we was coming up, like, hip hop is all I ever wanted. Hip hop was pretty much all I ever needed, and everything that I got from it, I got from people, you know, expressing themselves through this, art form, and like Large Professor. So I was fed by the way we should conduct ourselves in regards to hip hop. I've learned from those professors. I learned from our professors, and that pun is definitely not intended. I learned from the records we should be listening to, or how to dig. You know what I mean? So people like Large Professor, to me, like hip hop to me was just all. It was like essentially, it's like a religion. And I took it spiritually, and I carried it as if it was a religion. And every MC that stepped up, like Large Professor, was like a preacher to me.
Yeah, like this album right here. I think this is one of I bought this. I actually got this Main Source album, which is, I mean, considerably the only main, as far as me and TSK1 is concerned, this is the only Main Source album.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
pretty much.
And I actually, I remember Black had it because I used to get tapes from him.
Right.
He used to have like official joints, not like bootlegs or even mixtapes. He had the tape, and he was like, "Yo, check this joint out," and I didn't know what the fuck it was. I ain't know who it was. I didn't know anything about Main Source because I mean, this was before. No, this wasn't before. This was probably during the Watch Roger Do It, but I didn't know what I was watching with Watch Roger Do His Thing. I didn't know that was Main Source. Like, it didn't resonate that. Like, I saw the video, and there was a video, Watch Roger Do His Thing, but I didn't measure the gravity of this album and these dudes being main source. It didn't correlate with me. You know what I mean? It just didn't.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when he gave me the tape, I was like, all right, you know what I mean? I'm just going to listen to it. I bought a lot of tapes from Kurt like that.
Right.
I bought Donald D's Notorious. Like shit that he was just like, yo, here.
Right.
Check this shit out.
Like he knew it was for you.
Yeah.
He was a doctor and he was giving he was administering the medicine.
Yeah, so he gave it to me and I used to just like listen to this shit and I'm like, yo, this shit is like, I wasn't ready for it.
Right.
I wasn't ready for a lot of it because it wasn't just him. He wasn't just rapping. He just wasn't waxing poetic. He had some shit to say.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And his syllabically, his rhyme structure was slightly off than normal MCs.
Yeah.
I knew. I immediately knew. I was living uptown at the time, West Oak Lane. And when I got it, we used to go up to a few shopping centers over, uptown, and that's why I grabbed it. I grabbed the tape, and it just
was it on the strength of Watch Roger do his thing?
I don't remember. I don't think so because I don't think I put it together.
Exactly.
But I knew. It just seemed that it was right next to Brand Nubian. It was right next to the Low End Theory. All of this stuff was right there. So, but it just for whatever reason, it just seemed like I had to have that.
Exactly.
It was no reason to say, oh no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I had to have that.
Yeah.
And looking at that cover art,
The fucking record with the atoms and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a fucking crazy ass. And the dude, he didn't, like you was talking about, he didn't rhyme. He didn't rhyme like that. He wasn't rhyming. He wasn't rhyming like that. He was just talking.
And if you heard what he was saying, if you could slow yourself down, enough to listen to what he was saying, for me, it was like, damn, this dude got skills.
Yeah, like peace not the word to play.
Right.
Like shit like that. Peace not the word to play. Vamoose a rapper. He got so much soul.
Yo, this is one of my joints.
Woo! You can't meet PEACE.
Beats.
Yeah, so I mean, this shit was just like they were breaking atoms.
Yes, they was.
They were breaking atoms. And
we breaking puns. We full of all the puns.
Yeah, they were breaking atoms because like what Large Professor was doing. Large Professor is like a transition, and what Main Source was doing, and him as a producer, he was a transition from the Eric B. and Rakims and the Coogee Raps to the Nas's and everybody in Queens and everybody.
A conduit, if you will.
You know what I mean? He was a dude that was like in both worlds. You know what I mean? To bring about a change. You know what I mean? And I just want to salute Large Professor for that, man.
I do
like
too,
this,
man.
This shit is just like what he did for the game was fucking awesome. And he's the most humblest brother.
Yes. And what he currently does, I don't know if anybody follows Large Professor.
You do.
Shit, you better believe I do. On Instagram, for months, or I don't want to say years, but for months, well over a year, Large Professor has been posting these demos of him, going back to back. These break spinning demos of him taking just simply 2 records and just the way I saw, because it's like when he put those records on, he's not looking to exercise one specific break or anything. It's like he's looking for something. And the way he would settle on a particular break that is fucking beautiful. And it's fucking, that's the essence of hip hop. And I repost them on my Instagram.
Yeah, I see. That's why I normally see them on your Instagram. And
yeah. Oh my God, man.
You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to Large Professor. Shout out to Main Source. You are an inspiration to me and TSK1 as a whole, as a unit in Rap Delites, and as individuals.
Mr. Genius in my eyes.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Fucking that nigga named the Large Professor.
And he changed his name to the Extra P.
Listen, even his name wasn't like regular motherfuckers.
No,
you know what I mean? His name was the Large Professor. You gotta fuck with that.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Extra fucking P, man.
So that's the artist of the week. Shout out to the Large Professor. Shout out to the Main Source crew and everybody like that. Have you heard that Do You Want More has turned 25?
Yeah, kind of. I'm stewing in my seat right here because it's another record that I remember when it first came out. And we was young bucks.
Yeah, I remember when that.
And you talking about this shit 25 years old.
Yeah, that makes you like super fucking old.
Well,
You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say that. But, you know what I mean? But we here. We gonna celebrate that.
Yeah, shout out to the Roots. Shout out to
Indeed,
the Roots
man.
for
Yo.
giving us
And this was that second. Yo, this right here, yo.
Yo, you don't know nothing about that shit. You don't know nothing about that shit, bro.
How you take a motherfucker laughing?
Yeah.
Anybody know who that is?
Who's that laughing?
That's Tom Jones.
Tom Jones?
Tom Jones. Right. That's the Tom Jones. Tom Jones from Las Vegas. A live performance.
Yo, these motherfuckers like
That's genius right there.
I didn't get because I think the first album that came out was the organ when they was like the Square Roots. When they first came out. Right. So this is like their second like really like release or whatever like that.
Yeah, their first like major
Yeah. And them being from Philadelphia and them being from my alma mater, Kappa, you know what I mean? I was like, I remember motherfuckers would talk about them, but I was like, I didn't know who the fuck they was. You know, I remember they used to say they used to perform down on South Street and
right.
Questlove and Tariq and down there on South Street performing down there and shit like that. So when this album came out, it was just like, all right, these are the dudes. Not to forget Malik B.
Malik B.
Can't forget Malik B.
Can't forget Malik B.
Can't forget Malik B. You know what I mean? Wait. We're going to give a special.
Yo, Malik was like, Malik had skill.
Let's give a special shout
and
out
it's even said
to
that,
Malik B.
Yeah, indeed.
Special shout out to Malik B. Yeah, I mean, special shout out to Malik B. Also, shout out to Dice Raw.
Shout out Dice Raw.
Yeah, shout out to Dice Raw.
It said that Malik had more mic time on that album.
Yeah, he was
mean?
he was rhyming. That's when they was like a group.
Right.
Like everybody was involved. Even Hub made the mic. You know what I mean? Even Hub made the mic. You know what I mean? But the Roots have made like changes to their lineup since then, whatever like that. But this is what I remember.
Multiple.
This is what I remember. Like I don't even recognize some of the motherfuckers in the movie.
Right.
What talk show are they on? Is that Jimmy Kimmel? Fallon?
No, Fallon.
Same difference.
Which is the Tonight the Tonight Show?
I don't know. I can't stay up that late. But I know it's a different fucking lineup than we grew, because you know Scott Storch was a part of their crew.
Right.
You know what I mean? The Roots crew and everything like that.
He played keyboards.
Yeah. Before he got his own deal, started doing what he wanted to do, and got on coke. But that's another story. Did you have a favorite off of this album?
Silent Treatment on here, right?
Yeah.
Static, and like Silent Treatment. You know what I mean?
I remember, Static, because they had the laugh and they had Static.
Yeah.
They had just like static in the background.
And that video was ill.
You know what I mean?
It was like, like everything back in those days is just, if you needed a picture to go with a track, the videos really did a good job. You know, even if it was a typical video or whatever. You know what I mean? It was just an image that went with the mesmerizing tracks that we was coming up with, and those that many artists were coming up with at that particular time, man. It just helped feed the spirituality and the religious aspect of what I believe or what I considered hip hop at that time. You know what I mean? So Static and Silent Treatment. There's a few other tracks.
I remember.
Definitely
I'm trying to this shit.
Yeah. This was
Kick the Balls remix to Silent Treatment.
Yeah.
Fuck you, money.
Yeah.
This shit right here,
this was
it was
nuts.
on a maxi single, and I used to bump this shit religiously.
I might still got this in the crib though. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Fuck you,
They up in a house party. Just walking into
you walk up in
into
a
this
fucking
shit.
house party and that shit come on. Because it had that kick the ball shit going on. So it wasn't like, I love the Roots, but they got real jazzy. They got real jazzy a lot of the times, you know what I mean? But this shit took them into a whole fucking arena on some like real hip hop.
And I gotta agree with that because it's and it's not because they from our town. And it's me speaking from my perspective, talking to other people. Say, yeah, they from my town, but where they were and where they went, it's two separate. It's not. I'm not saying that they didn't create or do good music. It's just that where they were. I'm like that's the Roots to me. That's the Roots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know people come, people go, but it's a vibe and a spirit, man. It just need that shit.
My mellow, my man.
Yes, the Roots laying back.
Yeah.
They had a bunch. They had a bunch of shit on here, man. Swept Away, Lazy Afternoon.
Yo, they be going with it. They be, oh my God, like, Thought be
fucking spilling on this shit. Yo, you wanna know what was my shit though? You wanna know what my real shit was?
What was that?
It Say My Man. The joint they did at the Trocadero Live.
Okay.
That shit, because it was like, he was just like on some scatting shit. Like you didn't hear this in hip hop. You know what I mean? He was just on some shit, and they were doing it live at the motherfucking Trocadero. Shout out to the Trocadero.
When was this recorded?
When?
This was recorded back then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Say no more. Say no more.
This was Scott Storch was down with the crew.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Look. Yeah, that shit, like you could hear the crowd in the background and everything like that. So, you know what I mean? The Roots was in they fucking bag. Like, and I just love the fact that the Roots are still relevant.
Yeah.
You got a lot of motherfuckers from that era that gone. You know what I mean? Gone. But that's a testament to their talent as musicians. You know what I mean? Tariq and Quest are musicians.
Right.
Tariq is an instrument.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You watch the Roots in their band or whatever like that, and you got Quest on the drums, you got other people playing whatever instruments like that. Tariq is an instrument in and of his voice is an instrument in and of itself in that band. You know what I mean?
To that degree.
And the fact that he's, and I always say this, the fact that he's in that like band as an instrument, people don't give him the proper credit he's supposed to have as an MC.
As an MC.
Because he's one of the greatest MCs ever.
Hands down.
He's one of the greatest MCs ever.
Hands down. Like,
he's got to be in your top 10. Hands down.
Yeah, you better be.
Hands down.
Now, one thing is like always, it dawned on me a few years back. I'm like, yo, that's why I threw top 10s out, top 5s out. I don't do top 5s, I don't do top 10s, I don't do top shit. I quit top, a list because everybody I would come in contact with had the same fuckers in their top 10.
JayZ,
it was fucking
Biggie,
JayZ, Biggie, Nas, Tupac,
Eminem.
and Eminem. and a few other stragglers here and there.
Some people will fluctuate different places or whatever like that.
So I'm looking at it like, why all these motherfuckers?
All the white people have Eminem at the top.
These people not connected.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what fucking Jedi mind trick is being pulled on people to say like everybody got the same fucking top 5? So I said, you know what? I'm done.
You ever see the movie Chris Rock Top 5?
No.
It's a movie.
Okay.
But he had a movie that basically that was the gist of the movie, like your top 5 with like Seinfeld's in it. You know what I mean? But it was a cool movie. But continue on.
But no, none of these lists, nobody would ever mention Tariq Trotter.
Yeah.
Nobody would ever fucking mention Black Thought. So I'm thinking like, well, he can't rhyme.
But they a lot of people did.
I know it's like you can't see, too far in front of your eyes.
You know something I think? A lot of people.
I got another theory too, but
a lot of people knew of the Roots, knew they were a talented group, but didn't listen to the Roots.
No, hell no.
A lot of people didn't listen to the Roots. Like a lot of people knew of them,
and I get why.
You know what I mean? And that's why, because like let's say for argument's sake, if Tariq Trotter would have just came out, Black Thought, Tariq Trotter, if he had just came out and premiere and and Pete Rock,
Right,
and then he would be getting all the acclaim that Nas gets, JayZ gets, and all that kind of stuff like that. But the fact that he's in there in that band, because when he's in there in that band, he can't make club records.
Sure, right.
He can't make quote unquote street records.
That too.
You know what I mean?
And part of it, what initially came to
Not
mind.
that he can't, that he don't.
Yeah, well, we got it.
Yeah.
But what initially came to mind in that regard was like, what he don't get on your list, because now it's like, what you listening to? That are people. Why should I listen to, or why should I take your top 5 list serious when you don't listen to MCs for MCing content? Like, I'm like, why Black Thought don't make your top 5 or your top 10? Why? Because he don't kill nobody in his rhymes. He don't move coke in his fucking rhymes.
I don't think it's a content thing as much.
I think I don't give people that much credit. I don't. I think. But I will give you credit in what you say. Meaning, I think it factors into
It probably factors into it to a degree. I mean, you know what I mean. But you got guys like Eminem. Well, he's on the list for a whole nother reason, whatever the case may be. But I understand what you're saying. But I think a lot of times they just got turned off by the band. You know what I mean?
Because I have.
Yeah, I think they just got turned off by the whole band situation of it. You know what I mean? And if he would have got produced by Large Professor and Pete Rock and Premier on his debut album, he would be up in that stratosphere.
Neptunes.
Yeah, like if he would have been Timberland, anybody could have gave him like them street hits and them club hits.
And kudos to him for not saying, you know, I'm gonna put out my own my solo album.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's Lonely at the top.
The Black Thought album.
The Black Thought. He was supposed to do. He actually had like singles and stuff like that here and there, and he had little stuff, but it wasn't like nothing like in their peak.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Where he could have said, you know what, y'all go do Fallon. You know what I mean? He's still on Fallon with him.
And some of this, right.
That nigga's still on Fallon with him though.
He owned that shit.
Questlove could just like, all right, I'm just gonna do the band. You know what I mean? You know, but he's still on Fallon with him rapping.
Yeah, that's
a testament to
right.
Quest and his loyalty to each other.
And it bears witness to say, you know, recently Thought saying that he, you know, especially more so when they first started, that he dealt with too much attention issues. Where he would rather be blended into the act or the group as opposed to being the guy out front.
The front man.
That makes sense. That makes
Especially
sense.
at the Malik B fell back and everything like that. You know what I mean? He
Makes
just
sense.
became the rapper.
With that said, still kudos to him. I still applaud him for that regard, because his loyalty is a very rare commodity.
A lot of motherfuckers would have felt like, yo, you know what I mean, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But shout out to Black Thought for that, man. I love you for that, man. Shout out to the
Shout out to the motherfucking Roots.
For the
Shout out to
25th
motherfucking you and You Want More.
Do You Want More? I actually bought this. I bought that motherfucker.
I got that.
It's somewhere around this motherfucker.
I know I got the tape. I got all the fucking the little maxi singles.
Yeah.
Got all them shits.
Yeah.
And I think I might have re-upped on CD once I started like getting CDs and shit.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a little break. Be right back. More Rap Delites, more Bats, more TSK1.
Man, that drum's like.
What's going on, people? I'm Bats, Mouth Almighty, the Fresh Grinch, the Potty Mouth podcaster himself, and you are watching Rap Delites. Welcome back to the Rap Delights podcast. I am Bats. That is my brother over there, TSK1. We listening to a little Public Enemy. What you know about Public Enemy?
I know enough. I know all I need to know.
You know all you need to know. All right.
And experienced all I. Well, I'm still experiencing.
Still experiencing?
Still
okay.
experiencing.
Recently, Terminator X.
Chuck D.
Public Enemy were nominated for a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Grammy. I put that was an original post that I put out to the the group.
Right.
Was talking about that, whatever the case may be. And during that, the CEO of the Grammys or the record, the Academy or whatever like that, got fired. Deborah Dugan,
yes.
got fired. And there's an article added for Deborah Dugan. It said, new CEO accused of formal allegations of misconduct by a senior female member of the Recording Academy team, board says. This is why she got fired for, she's on like a leave of absence for right now, but she's not officially fired. She's on a leave of absence, administrative leave.
So many, so much legal jargon and red tape.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. This is days before the Grammys actually airs and everything like that. So Chuck D went to his social media, basically coming to back for Deborah Dugan, saying, I'm not going to read the whole thing that Chuck said, but he says, I salute Deborah Dugan for her truth and courage to try to fight and affect change. It's always a bunch of ignorant, testosterone-filled, usually old white men stopping progress and screwing it up. Same old bullshit. They want to keep the status quo and want to make sure things like hip-hop stay the poster child of their fuckery. TSK1, when you read about the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award Grammy for Public Enemy, also when you heard about the firing of Deborah Dugan, and also when you heard Chuck D's post on social media, what did you think about it? Let's start with the initial.
With the I don't care. I don't care. I don't care at all. I don't care one iota about any Grammy, any awards. I don't even care about the token black, awards. Your BETs, your Soul Trains. That means
Social
nothing.
award?
That means nothing to me. Nothing.
You want a social award, huh?
It don't mean shit to me at all. So when it was attached to Public Enemy, I was kind of like, that's peculiar. So I don't know. I don't know who Deborah Dugan was before. She only been on the job for a couple of months. This stuff has, in the article, it has come out, and this is just, all of this is just fairly sudden. I didn't learn of Deborah Dugan until this letter, that Chuck D put out, that he published. And I swiftly reposted the letter on my Instagram, also on my Facebook and the Rap Delites Facebook page. So I read it over, and it just shows and proves to me that when few of us believe that there aren't any out there who will stand in the face of the provocateurs and tell them fuck you, there are.
Yeah.
And I tagged Chuck D in this post, and it's applause.
Yeah.
Applause for standing up.
For having
for basically saying the fight is still being fought.
Yeah. Like, I love basically what Chuck was saying, these guys that are running the Grammys, they don't have the wherewithal, they don't have the credentials to rate hip hop.
Right.
They don't. That's why you got guys like Macklemore winning Grammys. Because you got guys like this, when they see Macklemore, they don't see a dope album, you know what I mean? They see their son. They see somebody a part of their club. And these motherfuckers sit around in country clubs and stuff they sit around, remember we was watching Trading Places the other week?
Yeah.
And Todd and them was sitting around. Them motherfuckers sit around like that and judge hip-hop. Like, who the fuck are you to sit around and you ain't even a part of the culture, but you judging who got the best hip-hop album? And what Deborah Dugan was basically doing, like it's out of whack. Like, you got a bunch of these guys sitting in these rooms. You got the voting system is out of whack. It's disproportioned. But I say the same thing with the Oscars. I say the same thing. Like when you got now, okay, we got an award ceremony, we got an award show, and we're gonna judge. We're gonna vote on who has the best album, or who has the best movie, or whatever the case may be, who has the best podcast, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But it becomes to be disproportionate when it's all just white dudes.
Right.
Judging.
Nobody's not represented.
You know what I mean? So me and Sam and Ty, we not in the room. You know what I mean? We not in the I say this all the time. And I said that I remember when I became a member of the Philadelphia Film Society. And I would go to like functions and stuff like that. I was the only nigga there. And not the only, and I don't want to say not the only black person there, you know what I mean? It was black people, it was a couple black people there, but they wasn't
no modern day soul
Nah, they
brothers.
wasn't no modern day motherfuckers. Them motherfuckers was sidled up with them motherfuckers.
None of this?
Yeah, it wasn't none of that. I see some brothers. What's up, brother? Hey, how you doing? Good evening. Good evening. What are those Adidas you have on? I had a pair of those once.
Said you give him one of these.
Yeah.
He don't know none of
He don't know none of
that.
that shit. He don't know none of that shit. And I'm like, yo, you judging black film? You can't see yourself in these films.
Right. You're not represented here.
You're not representing. So the same thing with the Grammys. Like you don't when you listen to Benny the Butcher album or West Side Gun album, you don't see the what's going on in there.
And that's what's wrong with the recording industry.
Yeah.
And those who pick I don't want to say pick talent, but those who pick and choose to say this one is this will be the status quo. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
And then the status quo, the bar gets dropped. You know, I years ago, this is why undergrounds develop and form, that we can get the pure and raw and real in our own little realm of existence, the underground. How do you think them slaves got off them plantations? not on the surface.
Yeah.
They weren't crawling through tunnels. Well, we get what the underground means. It's a place where the absolute antithesis of mainstream can thrive and flourish. We can get the real shit.
Yeah.
Most Def years ago, he basically with the thing about the underground, because people took the underground and they made it a title or a genre, if you will.
Yeah.
And
Subgenre within a
and Def was like,
genre.
nah, it ain't, and I agree with him in that regard. But if we understand like the significance of how the underground developed, and the fact that they took the underground and made it a particular sound, it's like people are still ignorant. These people. Mm-hmm. Incidentally, the article, which is a New York Times article that I believe that you shared in a group, and the Bethany Malenkoff of the New York Times, and also the writer of this particular article is Ben Cicero. Mm-hmm. So just to give them credit in regards to for their authorship. Mm-hmm. And I did read the article, and she was basically calling them on a bullshit.
Yeah. Something has to stop. And this is all across the board. It's not just the Grammys.
She was
it's not just
exposing
the
them.
Oscars, and she was exposing these dudes. Like, yo, it's like ridiculously disproportionate. Mm-hmm. And like I said, when I used to go to the Film Society, it was just old white people. Mm-hmm. That's it. I'm in the room. I got a Scully on or something like that, I'm like looking at these. I'm like, yo, y'all motherfuckers can't judge me.
They're like, how you selling me my culture?
Exactly. So what I'm saying is that's a microcosm to the macrocosm of the Oscars, and the Oscars is nothing but the Grammys for music. I mean, the Grammys for films. You know what I mean? So the same people are there. The same people there. They got a lot more leisure times. They can join these societies and stuff like that. Most motherfuckers can't join. You got to pay dues. You know what I mean? You got to pay to be in those circles.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's class. It's not,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, you got to pay. Like, when I became a part of the, it wasn't like they knocked on my door and said, hey, Mr. Batista, you want to be a part of the Philadelphia Film Society? Here's a card. You got to be a card-carrying member and pay to be a part of that.
You got to get your button.
Yeah, and you gotta pay to be a part of it. You gotta be there. You gotta show up to events. You gotta be there. You gotta, you know what I mean? It's motherfuckers that got, like, you go to the some of the theaters, they got their names inside the seats, like engraved in the seats because they were contributors. I was a small part of that. I wasn't no big time motherfucker in that. You know what I mean? I just had my name in, like, the pamphlets. You know what I mean? As a member or whatever the case may be. But the Grammys being disproportionate is the thing that Chuck is, because Chuck, Chuck's saying they was haggling about.
Deborah, Mr. Dugan.
Yeah, they said they would. The Academy was haggling about DJ Lord being a part of the group and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, why are y'all haggling the artists over who the artist saying is a part of this thing?
Right.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Right.
Like, why y'all supposed to be saying, okay, this is what y'all supposed to do, all y'all investigating, all of y'all thinking this, okay, this is what y'all, this what y'all bringing, this is great. Y'all Public Enemy, this is what it is. Why are y'all haggling with the artists?
Like Chuck said in the article, man, it just shows and proves what they truly about. This is what when I reposted it, this is the caption that I wrote. Said, after all the lies have been told, the money made, blood spilled, and lives lost, and in the name of entertainment, there is still one among very few who will stand in the face of all the provocateurs and say, fuck you. Mm-hmm. And I said, I am TSK1, and thank you, Mr. Chuck D. So,
yeah. So shout out to Chuck D for that. Shout out for Chuck. You got to shout out Chuck D every time Chuck D speaks. You know what I mean? So shout out to Chuck D.
He basically said the Public Enemy didn't end it in 1992. Mm-hmm. The fight still continues.
Yeah. Did you hear about Notorious B.I.G. Biggie being inducted to the Rock&Roll Hall of Fame?
It's official.
Yeah, that he was nominated.
Like before, when we talked about
before he was nominated. Now he's in that motherfucker. And Chuck D actually said, you know what I mean, same thing with this. He was saying that he gives credit to Biggie or whatever like that. He was like, but somebody like LL Cool J should have been in there before B.I.G., which I agree with. LL Cool J was the first hip hop superstar.
He was the first Biggie.
Yeah, he was the first. He was
Biggie before Biggie.
Yeah, he was Biggie before Biggie. The lover, the ladies' man, and all that kind of shit like that. So LL Cool, and he was doing rock shit.
Right.
Influenced by rock with the shit he was doing with Rick Rubin, fucking going back to Cali, all of that. Like, yeah, I mean, he was there. Like, it's he was. I don't see how rock.
I don't trust a lot of shit. I don't trust like shit surrounding Biggie's death, his murder, the cover up. Those who are around, I don't trust none of this. I mean, I understand, like, this the sick culture's need to worship shit and to set up idols and worship them. I get that, but I just want to say I don't trust none of it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to make no noise about it. Like I wouldn't go see no exhibit but. I'm sure it's nice, but I don't trust it. I don't,
And I support Big getting. I mean, I love Big. I love what he did. I love what he brought to the games. Him and what they were doing over there at Bad Boy. You know what I mean? It was fucking monumentous and everything like that. But you know what I mean, like, and I'm happy that he's getting flowers. You know what I mean? I just want to know, you know what I mean?
More flowers.
Yeah, more flowers or whatever the case like. But like the ring with Chuck D said, I mean, there was other people that was out there that was really in the beginning of all this shit that could have got it.
Like, who's picking and choosing?
Yeah, it's got to be the same thing.
The same white men in the room.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But that's why it's great for us. The whole podcasting culture gives people voices. You know what I mean? Gives people that wouldn't necessarily have voice. The whole thing with the internet gives people that wouldn't necessarily have voices to be able to get out there and talk to people and be able to say what they want to say and be able to have audience.
It's our ability or to stand up and say no.
Yeah,
it didn't happen that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to the people that we had like 8,000 views last week, which is dope. 8,000 is good.
8,000.
8,000.
That's on the you.
That's on Facebook.
On the book.
Yeah, that's on Facebook. 8,000.
More.
Yeah, more of everything. But you know what I mean. But that's a testament to like having a voice out there. You know what I mean. That's why when we talk all the time, we talk on the group chat. I like try to give little notes because you're getting heard more.
Right.
So, you know what I mean. Everybody that's watching, everybody that's listening, everybody that's listening on SoundCloud, everybody that's listening on Spotify and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Work with us. We're working out some kinks in the show and everything like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to get y'all some more dope content and everything like that. We want to give you got anything else?
We want to get you represented.
Yeah.
We want to get you if showcased and featured. If you a B-boy or a B-girl, you know, and you do it in the true method of what it means to do such. We want to get you featured on the show. If you a graph writer, you know what I mean, from pole to pole. We want you to we want to let you know that Rap Delites is your home, that you get your stuff showcased and seen here.
Get off.
You know, if you are a budding recording artist or MC, maybe you just like the fucking freestyle
you just
on
rap.
the block. You know, we want to get you represented here. You know, and even if any of you have anything that you want to do for Rap Delites to help push your endeavors, that we would help you push your endeavors. Like we in this thing together. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So we want to give a shout out to Chrissy Mack.
Give
a shout out to Miss Smith. Shout out to you. Shout out to my brother TSK1.
Peace.
Shout out to myself, Batts, Mouth Almighty, the Fresh Grinch, the Potty Mouth Podcaster, the Neighborhood Hope Dealer.
We got a new one.
The Neighborhood Hope Dealer, your friendly Neighborhood Hope Dealer.
We got a new one.
Shout out to my brother Sam behind the camera, behind the boards, making us look good and sound
Sammy,
good.
no.
Sammy. Make sure y'all check us out on YouTube.
Sammy too, Belts.
Heckle us in the comments. We enjoy it. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Spotify.
Sammy
Shout out to
Cargo.
everybody watching in Atlanta. Everybody watching in
Shout
Texas.
out to the ATL.
ATL. Shout out to everybody watching in Texas. Everybody watching across the sea in Arabia and wherever the hell else you're watching the Rap Delites podcast. We want to give you a big old peace and blessings. We catch y'all next week. Peace. What Nixon do?
He was hype. He was hype as shit. He was like,
Rap Delites. Rap Delites.